right, but guys, hey, two of my best friends in the world are my dad and my brother, and they just asked if they could get the mic and share briefly as we're waiting for Mr. Ibanez to come join us. They wanted to share just a couple words with you boys. All right, so give me your eyes. Let's see you. So hey, when you guys go to school and your teacher says, "Hey boys, can you guys give me your eyes, please?" and you start clapping, she'll love it. All right. So this is my brother Richard. Hi everybody.
I just wanted to tell you guys a quick story. I was talking to the really nice lady from Play Like a Champion, and Christy. How you doing, Christy?
Good.
Kristen. Sorry. But it made me think. When I was your guys' age, a lot of your guys' age. I was probably about 11 or 12. Me, my brother, my Uncle Pat took us to take us to the Rose Bowl. Okay, every year. And one day we were there. It was right about when they were singing the national anthem and jets were flying over, and we came through that tunnel, and I will never forget it. I came through that tunnel, and I think it was Washington was playing Michigan, and I came through that tunnel, and I saw that big husky dog running through the field, and I saw the guys running on the field, and chills shot through my spine. I said, one day, I remember telling my brother this, one day I'm going to do that. One day I'm going to run out of the tunnel and do that. And at that time, I started thinking about goals for myself. And I was talking to Kristen. My brother, he signed a baseball contract when he was 17, and I was in ninth grade, and that was a hard time. I remember we were close. We were really close. We still are to this day. But I remember my brother left. There were times where, after the first few months, I remember just one day being at my grandmother's house just crying. I missed my brother, and it was hard, for him too. I'm sure he had those days too. He missed everybody. But we had goals, we had goals, and my brother, thinking about all of us like he always did. One day, I was a huge Notre Dame fan, okay, huge Fighting Irish fan. Every Saturday morning, that's where I was perched in front of the TV watching Notre Dame football. And one day, he sent me home a patch of grass from Notre Dame Stadium. Okay, he was probably playing minor league ball against who? South Bend
Solar Sox.
There you go, Solar Sox. So he sends me home a patch of grass. I got that patch of grass, and I stuck it on my wall. Okay, it was in a Ziploc baggie. I stuck it on my wall. Above it, I put all my goals. My first goal was I put Division I football. My second goal was my 40 time. I want to run a 4.6 40. My second one was I want to bench press 400 pounds. I put all my goals in there. Boom, 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 boom. My GPA, I want a 3.0 GPA. That was a tough one. Yeah, I tried to make it happen. But let me tell you, every day I walked out of my bedroom, guys, from the time I was a sophomore in high school until I got that Division I football scholarship, I looked at that chunk of grass. Okay? And I don't think Mike realized how much it meant to me when he sent it to me. But for you guys, make goals for yourself. Okay? Put them on your wall. You remind yourself. Look at them every day. I'm telling you, it's going to be a constant reminder. Okay, the same with your Bible. Put your Bible right where you're going to see it every day. You want to constantly remind yourself. Okay, and real quick, I don't know if Raul is here, but guys, things happen for a reason. Things do happen for a reason. I remember not too long after I was playing Division I ball. I'll never forget the day that my leg went that way, and the way it wasn't supposed to go. And calling my mother and hearing her voice on the other side of the phone, and I didn't know. I didn't know. I was why. Why? I was crying. I worked my butt off. Worked with this guy, and that's what my mom told me. Hey, things happen for a reason. And at the time, I didn't realize why. Why? But now I look back at it and I know why. God put me on this earth to be a father and a husband, and to do stuff like this. Today, guys, And man, it just seemed like we were shooting a beam of light straight up in the sky. You know, we were all pointing our fingers in the air. That was unbelievable, unbelievable. But I just want to tell you guys, remember, keep your eye on the prize, okay, and keep the faith and things. You know, keep plugging along, guys. I love you guys.
Good job, brother. Hey boys, you know, my brother, he's my younger, bigger brother. And Rich, I don't know if you know this, but when I went, where's Mrs. Sheehan? Kristen. Kristen's back there. But when I went to Notre Dame, I was playing minor league baseball. And Rich, I don't know if you ever knew this, but when I walked around that campus, I love my brother, and I love all my 5 sisters, my 2 brothers, my dad, mom. But about 3 weeks before we went to Notre Dame, I was really looking forward to playing baseball at Notre Dame in the minor league town there, so I could go to Notre Dame and enjoy the grotto and walk around the stadium. But I was catching, and I broke my leg. And my coach and my team said to me, Mike, we're going to South Bend and wherever else we're going, Prince William, and you need to stay home and rest your leg. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to Notre Dame. And guys, I'll never forget it. I walked around that campus on crutches with my leg in a cast, and I peg-legged myself over to that grotto, and I said a prayer for my family that I missed. And then I snuck into that football stadium. No one knew I was in there. It was just me by myself. I went down to that field, and I grabbed a chunk of grass, and I said it to my brother. But that's when I think of. That's my only really memory of going to Notre Dame, was getting that chunk of grass and praying in that grotto. But it's because I love these people here. So glad it inspired you, brother, to be great, because you are nothing short of great. All right, love you, brother. Hey, my dad wanted to say something real quick, and we'll invite our special guest up. Big Mike. Say hello, Big Mike.
Hello, Big Mike.
Hello, guys. Obviously, I'm Mike Sr. I guess you could say I started as a mess. My wife and I 43 years ago. Guys, I'm going to be quick. I'll tell you 3 very quick stories, I hope. I'm not as good a speaker as Mike or Rich, but I think I've got something important to say. I don't know how I'm going to say it, but I'm going to try. Okay? 2006, I was the head coach at a high school in Southern California. We're playing a very rival high school in Southern California. Unfortunately, my youngest son, Tim, was their stud first baseman. So as I carried the lineup card out before the game, met with the umpire at home plate, the opposing team's manager, their coach, a guy named Bob Beck, who's a marvelous human being, gave my son Tim the lineup card and had Tim bring their lineup card out. We met at home plate. And Tim gave me the biggest hug and kiss on the cheek that you would ever believe. Let's fast forward a little bit to, or go backwards to, I think it was 1995, San Diego, California, Chaffey College playing Grossmont. Mike and I went down to watch Rich play football against the 3rd-ranked team in the country. I think the announcer would get tired of saying Richard tackled by number 44, Richard Sweeney. Sacked by number 44, Richard Sweeney. Fellas, he had 19 tackles, 3 sacks, 4 pass deflections. He was the star of the game. After the game, Mike and I went down on the field. This guy was covered in blood, dirt, other guys' paint on his helmet. What do you think the first thing he did was? Give me a hug. He gave me a kiss on the cheek. Let's go back to 2000. Yankee Stadium, New York. 50,000 people in the stands. I think 10 of them were Royals fans because the Royals were playing the Yankees. Well, there was a huge rain delay. They knew there was a storm coming in, so they delayed the start of the game about an hour. I'm standing up under cover. I look down at the field, and here's Mike, covered in rain, motioning down to me. So I walked from the cover down to the field. It brings me down on the field. What do you think the first thing he did was? Give me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. I'm not sure what year it was. I give private hitting lessons in Southern California. Guy was 14 years old. His dad called me on the phone. Hey, I want you to give my son some lessons, see if you can help him out. Gave the kid a lesson, and as I conclude every lesson, I tell my students, give me a hug. Show me that you care about me. 3 years ago, that same guy, I hadn't seen him since he graduated from high school. Talking with my son Mike in San Diego at the inaugural Catholic baseball camp. I walk up to him. He says, Coach, how are you doing? What do you think the first thing he did was? Gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek. You guys want to know who that was? Soon to be a priest, Ian Pollock. And I love you like a son, Ian. Guys, before Mass this morning, the bishop asked me if I would assist and be a Eucharistic minister, which I am at home. I said yes. What do you think the first thing the bishop did? Gave me a hug. And he said, Mr. Sweeney, I still pray for your father. Last year on my father's birthday, we had the camp. I asked the bishop to pray for my father. He said he has every day. Your next speaker is a great human being, guys, Raul Ibanez. Another guy that I love like a son. I met him 5-6 years ago when Mike was playing with him. I've seen Raul in Anaheim. I've seen him in Kansas City, in Philadelphia. I've seen him all over the country. What do you think the first thing we do when we see one another is? We hug. What's the common thread here, guys? Yeah, it's love. And I'm telling you, 152 guys, you can have an effect on each other, your families, and the people around you by not being afraid to show emotion. I'll tell you what, the Sweeney boys are pretty tough guys. That guy benched close to 500 pounds. This guy hit balls 450, 500 feet. Little Tim at home, 6'2", 195, he throws beer kegs around all day. If anybody wants to call us gay, I'm not politically correct, I'm sorry, but if you want to call us gay, good luck, you know. But I'll tell you what, we are not gay, but we are not afraid to love and hug one another. My message to you guys, I'm a father of 8, a grandfather of 22, soon to be 23. And my day is made when one of my children or one of my grandkids gives me a hug. Where's Michael Sweeney? He came through my station yesterday. What do you think the first thing he did when he came into my station was? Give me a hug. What do you think the last thing was before he left? He gave me a hug. I love that guy with all my heart and all my soul. Guys, don't be afraid to let your dads know you love them. Before this day ends, give your dad a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Your grandfather, your uncle. It's easy to hug your mom. We've all hugged our moms, guys. Be a real man. I challenge you. Be a real man. Kiss your father, your grandfather, your uncle. Someone who means a lot to you. And give them a real hug and let them know how you feel. And it's just a friend. Don't be afraid. We're a big Christian. How many times have we hugged this week, buddy? 3 or 4? The biggest guy in the camp. He's about 230 pounds. He's not afraid to hug. Guys, before you leave here today, if your dad's here, if your mom's here, or your grandfather's here, I'm begging you, from the bottom of my heart, let them know that you love them. Give them a hug, give them a kiss. God bless you all.